Kemi was a very young and decent man. He was handsome and hardworking man. He worked in an oil company. To the outside world, Kemi seems to lead a charmed life. He was a successful young man, admired by colleagues, friends and clients alike. He lived in two-bedroom well-furnished flats with beautiful properties. He had a wife named Nenye, who was a dedicated banker. She was hardworking, and they both had three beautiful children who were the pride of their lives. Their home was blessed and peaceful. The family was filled with laughter and the smell of Nenye's home-cooked meals. Nenye was a good wife to his husband, Kemi. She loved her husband. She worked very early in the morning to make food for her family. As a banker, she cooked before going to work in the morning and comes back around 6 p.m. just to keep her family in order. Both neighbors and families admire Nenye's beautiful character. She was a real definition of a good woman. She always supports her husband in terms of family responsibilities. Nenye had a lot of customers who admired and dashed her gifts like cash and other items. Many of her colleagues got jealous of her due to the way customers gift her. She works with smile. She attends to her customers with calm and smile. Nenye was family-oriented woman. She considered her family first. As a beautiful and well-behaved woman, prominent men approached her for marriage and friendship. But Nenye refused and focused on her husband and children. She never allowed her position in her office to make her reduce her focus on her family. Kemi met his wife Nenye when he had nothing, and God later blessed them with good jobs and three lovely children. Kemi had a childhood friend named Kunle, who knew Kemi and Nenye's relationship and marriage. Kunle was like a brother to Kemi and like a brother-in-law to Nenye. Kunle was like a brother to the family. He never supports Kemi whenever he was wrong. He advised him positively. He never supports evil and he always stands by the truth. Kunle was a definition of friend indeed. Kemi, as a young and handsome man, was attraction of every young woman. But in the office and outside the office, he was well admired. He dressed and always smells nice. Indeed, a dream man of every woman. In his office, there was this young lady named Beauty who always invites Kemi for lunch every afternoon. But Kemi refused, knowing very well that it could bring problem between him and his dear wife. He avoided many women, both young and old, in his office, especially the single ones. Kemi always promised his wife, Nenye, that he will never cheat on her. And his wife, Nenye, trusts everything about her husband, Kemi. She believes so much in her husband. One day, during a business trip to a neighboring town, that Kemi met Abike. Abike was a vibrant an enigmatic young lady who worked in a telecommunication company. Abike was everything Kemi felt he was missing spontaneously, passionate and confessed by the worldly routine of daily life. Their connection was immediate and intense. What began as casual conversation over a coffee soon escalated into a full-blown affair. As months passed by, Kemi became increasingly consumed by his relationship with Abike. He began to neglect his duties at work and his interaction with his family, growing more strained and distance. Nenye, sensing a shift in her husband's attitude, tried to bridge the gap with concern and compassion, but Kemi was too absorbed in his new words to notice. One evening, after a difficult conversation with Nenye about their growing distance, Kemi made a decision that would alter the course of his life forever. He packed few of his belongings and left a note for Nenye that was both apologetic and lacking of rare explanation, and moved in with Abike. The decision was driven by a mix of guilty, fear, and a desperate desire for a fresh start. Nenye was frustrated and devastated. She called Kunle and told him about her husband's decision and danger he embarked on. Kunle was so angry with his friend Kemi. He called Kemi, requesting his presence and need to see him. After so many conversations with Kemi and Kunle to leave his new side chick and focus on his family, but all to no avail. He kept advising his friend, making him to know that what he was about to enter may render his life useless. But he did not listen to his friend. Rather, he kept telling him that Abike was all he wanted in a woman. Guys, please guys, kindly subscribe to my channel at African Tales by Ifenkili. Like and share with family and friends, and turn on your notification button, and stay tuned for more interesting and mind-blowing stories coming your way. Guys, let's go. Nenye was heartbroken. She became frustrated and miserable. She was depressed and lonely. She thought of how she would train her 3 children all alone. It was a very difficult moment for her. Kemi's departure sent shockwaves through his family, especially his wife and children. Nenye was devastated, struggling to comprehend how the man she had built a life with could walk away so abruptly. Her children were left with empty that no amount of explanation could fill. Their once happy home was now a place of sadness and uncertainty. Nenye and her children moved on with their lives. They decided to live like children that lost their father. Nenye was playing the role of father and mother to her children. She paid their school fees and feed them without looking back. She thanked her God for sustaining her job as the only source of her income. However, Abike welcomed Kemi with open arms, and they started living like husband and wife. Kemi automatically forgot his family. After 2 years of living together, their relationship revealed its own. The initial excitement of their union began to disappear as the reality of living together set in. Kemi found himself facing many of the same issues he had experienced with Nenye. but now with added layers of guilty and regrets. The passion that had once seemed so intoxicated was replaced by a sense of isolation and disappointment. As time went on, Kemi began to realize that the life he had chosen was not the best for him. He began to miss his family, especially his wife and children, and felt the weight of decision he had made. The luxury of Abike's world came with its own set of challenges. He regretted his actions and found it very hard to go back to his family. He failed his family as a father and as a husband. Kemi ran to his dear friend Kunle to help him to go back to his family, but it was too late for him. Kunle reminded him so many times. He pleaded to him to stop his action, but he was covered by Abike's love. Kemi eventually came to understand that his decision had not only hurt his family, but also failed to deliver the happiness he had searched for. Him and Abike drifted apart as the reality of their relationship became too difficult to ignore. Kemi reflected on the choice he had made and the person he had become. Kemi tried to reach out to Nenye, seeking forgiveness and hoping to reconcile, but the wounds he had inflicted were deep. Nenye refused to see or listen to Kemi. She blocked every means of reaching or communicating with Kemi. She focused on her job and children. Kemi lost his job and started all over again. No wife and children. He regretted all the decision that he made. It was too late for him. His children refused to accept him back because he left when they needed him most. Kemi faced his consequences of abandoning his lovely wife and children, who had stood by him through thick and thin. He realized that true happiness often lives not in the activities or fantasies, but in the relationship and commitments we nurture and cherish. Kemi lost everything, and his side chick Abike moved on immediately with another man, leaving Kemi empty and broken. And this is how Kemi, a young successful man, lost his once lovely wife and children, all because he wants to test another woman who he thought that was best for him. Guys, trust you find this story interesting. What moral lesson do you learn from this story? Why would Kemi abandon his wife and children just to be with side chick? Is it wrong for Nenye to love her dear husband in order to receive such punishment from him? What made Kemi to leave his side chick and turn back to his wife and children? Guys, let me see your comments on the comment section. Please try to subscribe to my channel at African Tales by Ifenkili. Like and share with family and friends. Turn on your notification buttons and stay tuned for more interesting and mind-blowing stories coming your way next time. Guys, remain blessed. Bye.